All right, everybody, I'm back. It's been a couple days. We'll just say life is life's good, but running out of time in the day to do stuff. All right, what I've got here, I've had this for a while. MS362, and funds are going to be a little bit tight for a bit, but I'm going to build this one, I think, for myself. I've got a Meteor piston I'm going to throw in it because that's about half the price of a normal. Got myself some Proline seals, an OEM steel gasket, OEM steel bearings. I'm gonna see if there's anything else wrong with this saw, but from what I understand from the guys I got it from, the only thing really wrong with it was low compression. And since it's a low compression saw, I can just put a Meteor piston in it. That thing needs a bath now. But I'll put a Meteor piston and cable rings in it, and I should have a pretty stinking good running saw. All right. I used my 2036s. I included that one in one of the videos recently, showing why I elected to repair the threads on that 440 the way I did. I still need to do a test cut video, but that's going to be a day or so. It decided to rain this morning. I was going to do the test cut today, but honestly, it's too wet now. Yeah, I think that right there. Oh yeah, it's ingested a lot. I don't know if you can see. Let me get a light on here. I'll show you where I moved the sawdust with my finger. Yeah, that's pretty thick and pretty nasty right there. Yeah, she ingested a lot of fines. I'll have to make sure the cylinder's still good, but I would imagine it probably still is. This is threaded down far enough, I can probably leave this out. I'll do a new air filter, and I will probably grease the edges like I normally do on my other saws that I use for production. In there. Okay. Got it. All right, that was fun to get out, but you have to carefully remove your kill switch wire from right here, and then your other ground wire goes right here. I better check that before I... Yeah, she's dry, bone dry. It's sat in my shed long enough, it actually smells pretty ripe. All right. So if I'm remembering right, from the 291s, the 462, and all that, I will have to take and push this, yeah. Push that out right there, and then the impulse and intake goes through right there. Now for my fuel line right here, which clips into the bottom. All right. This might be the second or third nastiest saw that I think I've rebuilt in a while. Just based purely off what I've seen so far. There she went, finally. There we go. All right. Well, I also need to get an AV mount for this thing as well. That front AV mount is completely destroyed. There's almost what's left of the AV mount up here in the front. Just destroyed. Alright, I think I've got one or two more AV mounts right here. There we go. I'll turn this thing sideways real quick. And there it is. You see how the fuel line holds up. And now that comes off. That also needs to have Alright, I'm going to do one more thing and then I will cut this off and maybe come back to it tomorrow or the next day, depending on when life dictates that I get to come out and do a little bit of work. Let's pop the muffler off. That's something I still have yet to do. The cylinder looked okay, at least from the spark plug hole, which is where I was normally looking. And of course I can't reach in there with that. Set this over here. Let me know in the comments if anybody watches this, what the overall thoughts of the 362 are. I've seen a lot of stuff online. I'd be interested to see anybody's first-hand experience. I like my 036s. I tend to use them anytime I really need a 20-inch bar, somewhere in there. And sometimes what I'll do is, if I do any climbing, when I'm taking the trunk down in chunks, I'll use a 362 until a 20-inch bar doesn't fit or doesn't reach. That's kind of how I operate them. Anything else, I'll use like a 440, 044, 460, something in 70 cc's with a 28. That's one of my go-tos. All right, and also looking at this, do I want to do any mods to the muffler? I could very easily. That might be nice. Doesn't look crap. So we got the muffler off. I've been assured that this thing was pretty much a cooked piston, or at least weak compression. I can attest to that. Yes, the cylinder looks like it's in decent condition. Seen a little bit on the intake side, but nothing over the top. I will really only be in trouble if it's got any excessive damage to the chrome. But I'm going to call it there for today. Next video, we'll take the cylinder off, dismantle the chain brake, split the cases, and then I'll get this in a hot water bath and get all that nasty oil and sawdust off. I'll look at supply houses and online and see what the best option is for AV mounts. Other than that, I'll talk to you later. Take it easy. Bye.